Ever wondered how a century-long conflict could shape the course of history? Picture this. The year is 1337, and the seeds of one of history's most enduring conflicts are being sown. The 100 Years' War, a clash of crowns, territories, and old grudges between England and France. It all starts with Edward III of England, who decides to stake his claim to the French crown, setting the stage for a feud that would last for more than 100 years. In the early part of the war, England seems to be winning the day. They score major victories at Crécy in 1346 and Poitiers in 1356. The English longbow, a game-changer in medieval warfare, is proving its worth on the battlefield. The balance of power tilts further towards England when they capture the French king John II at Poitiers. By the end of this early phase, England seemed to be in a strong position, but the tide of war is capricious, isn't it? In the midst of this turmoil, a young peasant girl would emerge as a beacon of hope for France. Joan of Arc, driven by divine visions, convinced Charles VII to let her lead an army to Orléans. Against all odds, Joan's campaign succeeded in lifting the siege, turning the tide of the war. Her courage and leadership breathed new life into French morale and culminated in the crowning of Charles VII as King of France. Although Joan's story ends tragically, her impact on the war and French morale is undeniable. While the war raged on, something extraordinary began to stir in the shadows. From the ashes of conflict, the Renaissance, a period of intellectual and artistic revival, began to emerge. Italy was the torchbearer of this cultural rebirth, but by the late 15th century, France too started catching the Renaissance wave. This was a time characterized by a renewed interest in classical learning and humanism, as well as unprecedented artistic innovation. Yet the Renaissance was not confined to the realms of art. It seeped into literature, philosophy, and even science, challenging traditional norms and sparking a thirst for knowledge. Key thinkers like François Rabelais and Michel de Montaigne became the voices of this era, their revolutionary ideas spreading across Europe like wildfire thanks to the invention of the printing press. The Renaissance was not just a cultural phenomenon, it was a seismic shift that would forever transform the landscape of arts, literature, and science. As the 100 Years' War drew to a close, the French Renaissance was in full bloom. King Francis I's reign was a cultural zenith, marked by architectural marvels like Château de Chambord and a refined French language. The Renaissance left an indelible mark on France, ushering in a new era of cultural and intellectual prosperity. By the end of the 15th century, France found itself standing on the threshold of a new era. The 100 Years' War and the Renaissance had irrevocably shaped its journey. The scars of the past had given way to a vibrant cultural rebirth and a period of relative stability. Such is the fascinating tale of the 100 Years' War and the rise of the Renaissance.